Alright, once again, welcome back everybody. Made sure to make my make sure my mic was working this time. Alright, for last game of Comic Block today, this is going to be a game that a lot of people are familiar with for console, but it turns out the arcade version is vastly different. This is Batman Forever, based on the Joel Schumacher movie from 1995. Almost said 1980. 1995. It's another beat-em-up, although it's a bit different than the other beat-em-up I've ever played out of the many that I have. In this case, one thing I need to point out, we are setting the difficulty to easy. Reason being, this is actually the hardest difficulty. You have meter in this game, and easy causes it to drain a lot slower, which means you aren't going to get as many health ups. But it allows you to like continue combos and such. So, let's go ahead and jump out of our test menu. One time. There we go. This is definitely not the same as the SNES version. All you've seen is the SNES version. This is going to be vastly different. What we have here is a pretty interesting looking game for sure. This was developed by Acclaim, which I think was actually their first arcade title. They didn't develop Mortal Kombat arcade ports. Those were all Midway and Williams. But for this game, they decided to jump right in head first. Anyway, let's get started. We actually have our choice of two characters between Batman and Robin. Batman's actually the weaker character here, so we're going to stick with Robin and go.
Robin.
So both characters have a pretty vast moveset in this game, turns out. Most important being this dive kick. This is not only our spacing tool, also our combo starter. It's also just a generally great move. It's really fast, covers a lot of distance. It can actually get us out of nonsense as well, in addition to starting combos. What you saw there with that flip kick is a short preview of what you're going to see through the rest of the game. Flip down here. Huh, it gave me health. That's not normal. Alright, so what you saw from going from level 1 to 2, much like you're seeing with 2 to 3, we get this attack that unleashes a supernova that kills every enemy on screen. That time it was only 1, so it wasn't that impressive, but we'll see more out of that. This coin flip is actually rigged. It turns to small every time, but this is actually a good thing. I'd rather not have a giant hitbox than enemies just ready to hit. The real story now, though, is now we just get to combo enemies to death, because we have 3 bars. We can group them together, and they can just get hit by this. You see a lot of movement from this here. Let me go in for some bigger combos here in just a moment, because I know y'all want to hear it. And, oh, one shy. Come on, video game, that's mean. I'm just gonna stay down here. I don't want this this rock hitting us. That boulder hitting us is instant death, so we don't want that. Since I'm at 2 meters, I'm actually gonna use gadgets from here to try to level back up. Just because being able to level up is very important here. I did not want to get hit by that. Alright, got our health back, so that's good. Now we get Frenzy Mode. Frenzy Mode's insane. It essentially just lets us continue our combo no problems. And here's everybody get to hear it for the first time. Didn't want to get hit by that yo-yo either. That was really bad. The yo-yo did a lot of damage. We'll let the door bust open, throw out some gadgets. Need to hit nothing, because I forgot those are bolas and not batarangs. Alright, use bat call, much the same sense. Oh god, why? Okay. Got a little bit of health back, but that was terrifying. So, there are combo callouts in this game. Very similar to the aforementioned Killer Instinct, which I see people talking about. When you get a 40-hit combo, you hear Jim Carrey whisper this. And you get a different whisper for him. Actually, it's not even a whisper, he just outright says it. When you get over 100 hits. Which isn't as hard as you think, especially when you're hitting multiple enemies at the same time. So when you clear a stage, you have a selection of power-ups to pick from. We always go for the second one, which is called Hollow Mode. Hollow Mode is incredibly overpowered. It allows us to duplicate Robin's sprite and further our combo. thereby draining our meter and allowing us to get our health back quicker. I also need to do that like right now because I am very close to death. Not bad. There's the call out I was referring to. Alright, so hollow mode time. That's not good. Getting grabbed that early is not what you want. Oh, we lost a life. Never fun. Lose a life this early. But those clown guys can grab you and it generally ends up killing you. Okay. Alright, apparently I need to do some work here. I need to get back up to 3. One of the biggest downsides of dying, in addition to, you know, losing a life, is the fact that you actually lose a full bar meter. So if you're at 2, you go to 1. If you're at 3, you go to 2. Wow, they're just acting up today. This is also a problem. When enemies crowd around you, there's really nothing you can do to get them off you. Robin doesn't have like this amazing wake-up move, but to be fair, now that it's Batman, it's not because it's not him, it's just the game. Alright, got a little bit of health back. That was scary though. Quick little boss section. Just gonna unleash the fury on them. Get all these power-ups back. And on to our next stage, take another hollow mode. I'm actually gonna try and drain real fast here. Get hollow mode going, they just start spinning like crazy, like so. Really fun to watch. Probably shouldn't have done those flip kicks, but we got it back, so I think we're okay. Take that. This stage can actually be really dangerous. It's certainly not one of the hardest stages in the game, but it's definitely one that's very punishing for small mistakes. Especially in the segment at the end. Here I'm just going to get a swath of enemies, just going to flip kick them. So here's the reason this game can be really hard sometimes, regardless of difficulty you're playing. Enemies have random damage values. If an enemy punches you, it can take off, in some cases, 5% of your health. Really should have grabbed that batarang, by the way. Want this taser? Taser. Okay, there we go. But in some cases, it can do like 90, like that yo-yo just did there. I lost another life. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, this game is just not having it today. So, a lack of a 1cc seems inevitable, but we'll just keep playing, of course. Yeah, it's the thing that makes the game so unfair. If you just get comboed into a corner, you're just done. Oh, you have to do that, don't you? Definite dead 1cc dream. But we'll keep playing just because this game is super fun. So we have Tassel. Very aggressive boss, not too hard though. He gets comboed just like all the rest. Like, there's only 2 bosses in this game you can't combo to death. See BBH there in the chat. Big props to BBH. He was one of the biggest inspirations for getting me to learn this game. Which is a very fun game. It's just more fun when it decides to not act like a spoiled child. Oh yeah, I need his batarangs. That's right. It's actually a required item in this room. Video game, please. Haven't you done enough? Huh, I've actually never seen the green guys in this stage, so that's new. At least not this early. I think I've seen it spawn from the helicopter, but... Okay, put the gun away. That was cute. Take that all day, twice on Sunday. Okay. Oh, another move in Robin's arsenal I forgot about is this roll that he has that you do by pressing both punch and kick at the same time, and you can multi-direction it. Can really get you out of some tough spots, but it's actually kind of hard to do because it requires a simultaneous input. So the helicopter can't hit us, which is strange, but it can bleed time. Like it can time scam like crazy. And that's actually good for it because it's going to unleash some enemies now. Not once. Especially with this green ninja looking dude. Couldn't get proper inputs there, so that was unfortunate. Get these guys out. We're going to move on. Now, if I were still on 1cc pace, this to me would be the first stage where the run is normally in jeopardy. It's also certainly one of my least favorite stages in the game, just because the amount of space that you have to work with to defeat enemies is incredibly small. Just don't really have a lot of ways to move here. And they also do this dash animation that's really obnoxious. The dash can actually hit you, but sometimes you don't even know they're dashing, which is what makes it super deceptive and really hard to deal with. Just get them off me at this point. Okay. Strange. Bring down the chandelier on everybody. Cool little environmental trick you get to use. I don't even know what hit me, I'm being perfectly honest.
You can call me the Riddler.
Probably never know. This segment in particular is pretty awful. The stairs are bad because not only is the corridor really tiny, but you also have these yellow mask guys, and these guys are some of the worst enemies in the game. They have really good dodging capability. And most of the time they can also throw objects, but that doesn't really matter here. Drop him. Another small wave of enemies here. Do this real fast. Alright, first time we're going to see these robot guys. These guys are actually going to be basic enemies after this stage. They're not too difficult, but they do have one really terrifying attack that they only unleash when they get killed. It essentially involves them popping their head off and doing a spinning lariat a la Zangief from Street Fighter. That not only does a lot of hits, but it can also just kill you by touching you. So optimally, you want to be able to kill them before they can even do that. Like, you can actually hit them out of the startup animation. It's actually important to do so if you see them go for it. Alright, we're going to hollow note here. The next two stages are pretty similar. Not too difficult, but they do have these really cool power-ups like VR mode and indestructible. The items you get from both good and evil, as well as... I wanted to pull down the support beam there. They're not fixed, but most of the items you get tend to be pretty good. There are some dead ones like invisibility, because that doesn't work on the AI. They just always get to see you anyway. However, sometimes you get things like indestructible, which actually renders you invincible, like they actually can't hit you. And VR mode, which just turns everybody into a one-hit kill. Pretty great. Okay, we'll pump that up there. See a lot of dive kicking through here. Not really a huge amount to talk about in these two stages in terms of tech. It's more just dive kicking and infinites and such. So I'm gonna back call here because I really want power-ups. Bats can still follow me. So I have them for the next segment. But I think they wear off. Yeah, they wore off there. Harvey decided to drain my time. Get a quick launch. I actually wasn't sure if that taser they shot at me was gonna still have an active hitbox when I got up. It's actually kind of terrifying to think about. Push these guys off. Indestructible is very useful. Time to go green. Get some help, get some power-ups back. Good timing for that. Now we'll be able to just take out both these guys. Did not want to throw him, but okay. Challenge accepted, video game. Oh, there goes the lariat. I should kill him before you get it off, though. Lots of power-ups here. There we go. I got that clown. I don't think I've commented on them at length yet, but those the green bodysuit wearing enemies are a real threat. They can dodge your dive kick, and they have really good retaliation attacks, including this hop kick that does an absurd amount of damage. And it can essentially combo into itself. Quick boss fight here with Sugar and Spice. Very simple, just activate hollow mode right away, do your kick, and then you're in there. And now we're out. I get to go spam hollow mode for somewhere else. This is visually one of my favorite stages. I just love how this stage looks. It's very much a Joel Schumacher neon Batman alleyway. It's ridiculous. Get away from me, please. Dive kick glided. That looks savage. Another use of hollow mode? Free? My birthday. Go snag all this stuff. I've actually watched both of those movies in the past year, and I'm gonna have to disagree. Batman Forever is not good, but Batman and Robin is a trash fire. Commissioner Gordon, probably. So that evil is actually a health up, which lasts an incredibly short amount of time. I forgot I still have a hollow mode activation, so we're going to do that now. Warp these guys in. Ooh, I lost a lot of meter there. I did not want to lose that much. We went a bit over. Why is Robin using Magneto move? Because Robin has superpowers, so everybody knew this. Alright, I'm going to throw some batarangs. There's bosses here. That's not a good spot to use them. We'll do it anyway. Need some damage. Some power-ups. That'll work, I think. There we go. Since these guys have boss health, I can't actually use this to kill them, but I do have 3 meters, and now I can just do this. Where are you going? Your Talon. You and your purple camo. Alright, so... okay, I was wondering what was going to give me hollow mode. I was like, do I need to press a button? I couldn't quite tell. Whereas this stage actually just looks insane. It's just somebody's science class project on why graffiti is a bad thing. Yeah, the shrink there, I believe, is actually rigged, but it's still not a bad thing because again, it shrinks your hitbox. So that's actually really, really good for you. Dive kick's a little harder to hit them with, but they also can't hit you. I wanted a dive kick out of that. I don't know why I didn't register the input. Clean that up. We can level up from 1 to 2 a lot faster than we can go from 2 to 3. That's why I didn't mind going to 1 there. Get those loops. This stage is generally one of the more difficult ones. It's another tiny corridor type stage, and the enemies are actually really well balanced to present a challenge. There's a lot of different enemy groups. They've introduced most of them by this point, so they kind of just tend to go ham with the variety. Granted, most of them are still Two-Faces thugs, but you tend to see a lot more of the ninja-looking duders. And to see a lot of the female thugs who are actually a huge threat. They have a dash upper that's completely invincible. Which is used some of the bow staff wielders too. This section's a little annoying. The guy in the neon yellow can throw those barrels, so I tend to want to take him out quickly. That guy out. Okay, video game. I get it. You want your turn. That guy got in the way, that's good. Okay. Here we have our rematch with Tassel. No different than it was before. Once he gets touched with a dive kick or a flip kick, he's just going to get a comboed like everybody else. And there we have it. Like that. On to our next stage, the penultimate, and this to me is the hardest stage in the game, this 2-room sequence. Here we have the Batcave after Riddler's been done trashing the place. Couple reasons this room is tough. One, again, small amount of space to work with, especially coming up here to the bridge. There's just no room to move up and down here for the most part. Kill those guys. That robot died very quickly. Okay. Gonna hollow mode here shortly. There goes our gym. Oh, I didn't get the mystery in time. That's unfortunate. The other reason this room's hard, Riddler occasionally will throw grenades. They're not super hard to dodge, but they're incredibly punishing if you don't, because they do a lot of damage. And they cause knockdown, which allows enemies to get like setups and stuff. Indestructible will help us greatly, though. Now grenades don't matter as long as this is wearing on. Okay, that was weird. I did a jump off a dive kick. Okay, video game, knock it off. That Batmobile is completely blown to smithereens. A couple bodysuit dwellers who are going to be popping out. So we can collect that smart bomb. One-time use item, which is actually really good. Knocks down all enemies on screen and can sometimes kill. Ooh, that was scary. I really need to build this health back up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, though. Warp this guy in here. Alright, so this is going to be terrifying. I need to come to the bridge. We're going to unleash Backhaul like right away. I need to be able to power up right now to get some health back. And look at that. Very, very tiny health up. Unfortunate for sure. Stack this. Also, Riddler's in the back throwing grenades just because he can. But we got to move on to the second segment early, so that's cool. Faster you kill enemies there, faster it moves you down. So having something like Backhaul there is very good. I'm going to unleash Hollow Mode right away because I want some health. Drain our meters super fast. Get all these power-ups. Alright, now I have a bit more health to work with. Yes, health recovery is random. Well, leveling up for health recovery is random. If you actually get like a healing item, like a first aid, that's not random.
That's impressive.
I think those have fixed amounts. The most health you can get guaranteed is from the health items that drop from an evil randomizer. They're just really hard to get because they disappear so quickly. Got a power up there, that's nice. I believe that's actually going to take us on to our final segment. Nope, we got to kill some robots. Da-da-da-da-da. So here we have the only boss in the game that I would actually consider to be a real challenge. The Monarch Bat is certainly something. You have to fight it similar to how you did the helicopter with these batarangs that you can't use otherwise. I'm not even quite sure what the trope is. I think this is supposed to be the haunts Batman's dreams. Because that's like a recurring theme in the movie. He can really drain some time though, because if you start shooting those rings out like he did before, it's really hard to be able to get into a position where you can actually hit him. But generally 3 to 4 knockdowns and he's good to go. He also has a tactic that he can use to heal full. Hope we don't have to deal with that. That was weird. That's not what I wanted at all. Thanks for the lag. Anytime you see me do that thrust punch, that means that I'm trying to turn around and use a gadget, because that's just not something you want to do in this game. The punch button in general is pretty worthless, with 2 exceptions. 1, using gadgets, and 2, doing a roll. Still, made short work of the Monarch Bat once he finally started to cooperate. Onto our last stage, which is nothing more than an enemy rush. fight groups of enemies that we've already fought millions of times in this game, en route to fighting our bosses, including bosses we've already refought, and we'll be fighting as bosses this time. So I couldn't pick that up. Oh well. Just gonna try and maintain meter here as best I can. The only weird thing about this stage is just the revolving visual mechanic. Like, it's so weird they decided to go with this. It doesn't change gameplay too drastically, but it does create an instance where you have to deal with foreground objects on occasion. Tassel's back. Tassel's gone again for the third time. Robin, champion undefeated over here. See, sometimes this can just turn into a foreground object. Sometimes you actually do have to go back there and fight enemies, depending on things like spawning position and stuff like that. Alright. Purple Clown's certainly one of my least favorite enemies in the game. I think he has the same grab that the other clowns have, plus the yo-yo, and the yo-yo is filthy. I want that health, and I didn't get it, and they smothered me. Unfortunate. I'm just gonna go hollow mode here. Wow. Okay. Very lucky pickup of the power up there. I've been undefeated against Tassel. Tassel didn't kill me. Quick segment of some robots. These guys won't be too much of a threat. The Guesser has a little bit more health, but essentially it's the same kind of fight. You just can't use power-up moves against him. This is not what I wanted. There we go. For those curious about this sort of thing, this version actually was ported to the PlayStation and Saturn, but secondhand copies of it are incredibly expensive. Like, it's not an easy game to find on either console. I've been told it's worse than this version, but I haven't played it, so I don't know. I did play the DOS version growing up. It was okay. Take this guy out, get some lag in there. And under our penultimate boss, we have Sugar and Spice to refight. Go ahead and take them down. Go ahead and hit those. Go back here and get these batarangs. I wish I didn't put them all the way across the screen. We only have to use one to take out the tower. He doesn't have the spank me quote? Yeah, no thanks. Seems awful. Ooh, headphone cords being annoying. Alright, back just in time. So we have Harvey. Two-Face is just fought like any other enemy. Just jump kick into him, get your combo, and he's good to go. And that's gonna be time. Ugh, really sorry I couldn't 1cc that for you guys today, but sometimes the game just doesn't decide to behave. Got kind of smothered. You at least have a no miss this game, so I can fall back on that, and I appreciate the GGs. Now we get this cool ending scene. This ending image is just insane. Like, graphically for 1996, I feel like this was probably really cool. The gigantic bat symbol on Batman's suit is... it covers his entire chest. I don't think I've seen the yellow version ever cover quite that much, so that's impressive to say the least. Anyway, not my best run of the game, of course, by time or by quality, but I definitely get the feeling that a lot of people who are commenting have not seen this game before, so I hope you all certainly enjoyed that. So thank you so much for sticking around to check that out, and again, thank you for the GGs. Be sure to stick around. Up next, we've got Linkameister running Sonic Blast Man 2. Very underrated beat-em-up for the SNES. Great music, great characters, great music. It's a sweet game. As for me, that's going to be me signing off with my last run for the weekend. Hope y'all enjoyed yourselves, and keep watching Retrothon. We've got plenty more good runs for the rest of the day before we time out. So have a good one, everybody, and take care.